Okay, hello everybody. Audio mic. I think audio's actually okay because we swapped back to my normal mic for Big Reese. Yup. So here we are. Got Blake's stream going right now. They're having fun. Good for them. Good for them. Okay, well. We're just gonna get to it today, probably. I shaved a little bit. Today we are... We're doing a Space Marine Stern Guard Veterans. Yep. So just like yesterday, because I don't have everything set up, we're gonna go back to this screen, and then we'll go and fix everything and set it up. It only takes a second to set up, so just give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute my mic because it might brain blast you guys like it did yesterday. Guys, so I don't know why, but the camera microphone is not working. I'm figuring it out. Hey Darkpoint, thanks for subbing. Did I pick up after yesterday's stream? No. I don't know why it's not working. Because this... Oh, what the hell is this? Okay. Do I need to swap in properties? I have, but nothing happens when I do it. It just turns off this microphone. Oh no, don't make me get Connor. I'm gonna die. It worked this way yesterday, because I swapped it myself yesterday, and this is exactly how I did it. I just swapped it over in the... Is the mic enabled as a default device? That's a good question. I'll check that next. We're gonna try something. Hold on. I'm gonna lower my volume in case this works, and it's gonna brain blast you guys. Did that work? Did... Okay. Okay. How's the volume? I muted the other mic. How's the volume? Is volume okay? Is it too loud? Volume is good, sounds fine. Good as yesterday? Okay. So then we're just gonna get started. Shaking the camera. Oops. Oops, try and peek it. Right! Yeah. Today we are assembling the Space Marine Stern Guard Veteran Squad. Dreamy, thanks for gifting a sub. And Nomi, thanks for continuing a sub. Yippee! Make a booger green spaceman? Yuck. Disgusting. I think I'm gonna zoom just a touch. I don't like the amount of peripheral we're getting there. Whenever you open up a new box, you gotta like... Yup. Gotta make sure it's ripe. It's ripe. We got some decals with this one. You guys haven't seen those before. Or as we Americans would say, decals. But a lot of people in other places say decals. Yeah. Is Warhammer like Legos? Somebody didn't watch yesterday's stream. Fucking fake fan or what? Decals? Yeah, no, decals is a very, especially like an English thing, like a European, like British thing, and that's where GW's from, so like you'll hear them always refer to them as decals. Okay, Stern Guard veterans. This is a squad of 5, so we have a little bit of work cut out for us today, guys. Look how much more plastic we have than yesterday. We have triple the amount of plastic. Like how the British pronounce aluminium? Yeah. So, well, let's get started, honestly. It looks like we build the lieutenant, if we want to continue our trend of being English, first. It looks like he builds up mostly one way. So, yep, we'll just start. Put that MFU in color. I spell gray with an A. Oh, yeah, color. Got your snacks, you ready? Which one first? The way this usually works is you build the leader of the squad first. So, we're building this one with the flag and the red helmet. A lot of the other ones will have options, but the leader unit typically doesn't. So we're going to go through the painful process of familiarizing ourselves with a brand new sprue that we've never seen before. So like I don't know where any of these parts are at all. We just have to hope that we get lucky. We already are. Is the banner a decal? No. We're just starting. He wants us to get part 2. And similar to our Lictor friend, Space Marines, super duper 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 important to clean up your models after you snip them off. Especially like on these connection points here where their arms are going to connect later, you want that shit to be smooth so that the arms get a flush connection so you can get plastic on plastic. Tanner, do you want to be the one on the far left? Wait, why are people fighting over that one? But he's the one guy that doesn't have a helmet. You guys want to fight over the guy that doesn't have a helmet? This guy sucks. Yuck. Yucky, yuck, yuck. Chances are that I can build him with a helmet if I want. In almost all cases in Warhammer, bare faces are optional. Almost all cases, especially with Space Marines. Where's our glue? What did I do with it? There it is. I should have cleaned all this shit up after yesterday, but I was really tired. The Iron Halo will protect them? You right. That's what it's for. How are y'all doing? You guys have a good day? That desk is a mess? Yeah, that's kind of how it'll be. I feel like I'm a more relatable streamer for that. If my hobby area was pristine, how is anyone supposed to relate? If you'll notice, this comes together way faster than Lictor. This guy already has a whole torso. He just needs limbs and a head, and then he's done. That was 2 pieces. I am, however, noticing there aren't that many legs on this sprue, so I think this man's legs might just be on a different sprue, which is also really annoying when that happens, when you have to go hunting on other sprues for the parts. But maybe not, actually. 51, 68. I'm looking for 3. You'd think it would be up here. Did I miss it? Was I blind? That's 6. Oh, I was blind. Been busy, but things are getting better. That's goated, King of Cat. That is goated. Looks complicated? It's really not. I promise. I haven't. These are very, very new Space Marine kits, and ones that I have not had the honor of assembling before. And I am liking the way these shin guards attach. The legs tend to be 2 pieces. It's really fucking small. You have a whole leg, and then you have the shin guard on top. And usually the shin guard just sits flat on it, but they actually have a little peg on the knee that you can kind of see that the shin guard slots onto. Which means it just has a stronger connection and is way less prone to falling off. Because that's what you want. You want plastic on plastic. You never want gaps. The bond is not going to set very well that way. It says I have an optional piece that I could put on his tabard. Actually, no, it's not even optional. There's a whole peg for it. Well, where the hell is that? It's going to be on a separate sprue. It's going to be over here. Is it this? Is it this little purity seal packet? Yeah. It's this little pouch. Oh god, it's so small. Here's the piece that we're putting on her. Yep. Yep, this is the part where everyone goes, wouldn't tweezers make that easier? No. I like feeling it with my hands. I need the tactile sense of touch in order to guide this into place. He has like a little cord on his little tapered loincloth here, and the cord has this little pouch with purity seals on it at the bottom, and that's what this thing is. And it just will just manipulate it on, and there, it'll be really hard to see, but now the front of his tabard has a little box on it. It's not sitting flush though. Did I put it on right? I think so. Maybe it doesn't sit flush. Okay, there it goes. It's behaving interestingly. Let's put a little bit more glue. Hello, sushi shorts. Okay. Now let's get his other leg. We can set that one aside. Like I said, they try to want you to work on one sprue at a time. They don't want you fucking moving around too much, because then you get lost in the sauce. So they do try to make it so you don't have to go in between sprues too often, unless it's like a gigantic model and it's obvious. But like this, I'm building a squad of 5 out of these sprues, so they really want to make sure that you're not jumping around, because you'll get lost. And getting lost is bad. Where is 6? This is 6. Feeling slightly asthmatic today. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Being slightly asthmatic. These are labeled A, which is interesting. Surely the glue fumes will help. It's really not that intense of a smell. At least I don't think so. But I've spent dozens of hours with an open plastic cement bottle in my room, so maybe I'm just used to it. But I've smelled far worse things. Even like harsh chemical smells, I don't think it's that bad of one. Alrighty, now his legs go on. Oh, there was a yucky piece that I didn't clean. Gotta get a nice connection for his legs, or else it's gonna look whack. If you get into the hobby, this is like the most common thing that people will assemble. A fucking Space Marine. Hello, Cozy Coco. Welcome in. Yeah, this guy, like, comes together so much faster than something like the Lictor does. Because, like, look. Now he has legs really fast. He just needs arms and a head and his little backpack. And then he's done. That was all one step, by the way, to get him that complete. That was all one step. Look how many parts are in here. These are all optional parts, like interchangeable bits. That's pretty cool. We're gonna have so many leftover bits. Nisro, thanks for sub. My brother does that, but in Gunpla models. Yeah, Gunpla is very similar. Oh, we do have options for this guy. Interesting. We could build him with the banner, which I think is what I'll do. Or we could just make him a normal intercessor with a bolt rifle, or some kind of heavy bolter. But we're gonna do the blue one. We want him to have the banner. That's cool. So now I think it's gonna have us switch sprues, because I think all the captain stuff or the lieutenant stuff is on this. And again, the Lictor's arms were all nice in one piece, but they weren't. He had a couple like really finicky bits, like his little dew claws and his little pincers on his tail Like this is just an entire arm, just straight up. Just to glue that on that, and he has an arm now. It goes really fast. Space Marines. It's because they expect you to assemble a whole lot of them. Lictor is basically a character model for the Tyranids. You're not going to have more than a couple, probably in an entire army of a giant army of Tyranids, maybe like 3 Lictors. And that's only if you want to run them. Whereas a Space Marine, you need so many Space Marines. You need so many of these guys. You need a very, very, very disgusting amount of Space Marines in your army. Come on. You want a little bit more glue? Sometimes, because the connection points for the arms are so flat, it's hard to get it to stay. So now that it's on, I'm not gonna fuss with it. Uh-oh, what if I ingest one of those yummy small plastic pieces? I mean, some of these are definitely small enough to ingest safely, I'll say that. I won't say do it, but I will say that, like, if you eat one of these, it'll be fine. Like some of these really small ones. You know? Like 200 of them? Maybe not 200, but, like, there are definitely Space Marine armies where you'll have, like, a good 50. Because, like, some squads are 10 men. Like, this squad is 5, but some Space Marine squads are straight up 10. And you'll have multiple squads. You know, like a Hellblaster squad. Hellblaster squad's 10, and an Incinerator squad is 10. I think Intercessor's 10, Assault Intercessor's 10. I think Heavy Intercessors, that's only 5. So he has a holster here that sits on his hip. I should have glued that on first. We're gonna regret it, but that's alright. Honest question, does the ring get in the way of what? Anything? Or just in the way of this? Oh, my mom's sharing posts on Twitter. Go away. In the way of assembly. No. I've worn this ring for 10 years, and I've never had to take it off because it got in the way of anything. Like, ever. Sometimes, back when I used to work at Chick-fil-A, at one of the locations, they would make me take it off because it wasn't food safe. But it didn't break any gloves. It didn't mess with anything. It's fine. 10 years? Yeah, I got this ring when I graduated high school. It's not super obvious because I'm white as a ghost, but there's a clear indent in this finger from where the ring has sat for so long. They got you with the scam ring? No, this was not an official class ring. My mom got me a ring as a class ring, but it was not sold by the high school, and it didn't cost $500. So we have some options here. I gave him the pistol because I think it's fun for the commander to have a pistol. But we have some options with the melee weapons. It looks like he can have a power fist, a chain sword, or a power sword. What are we feeling, guys? I'll let you guys decide. Power sword, chain sword, or power fist? 2 power fists? He can't have 2 power fists. He can. This is his single left-handed melee weapon. Power fist, the chain sword, sword, power fist. Tanner, are you able to put up a vote? Is that something you can do, Tanner, with your power? Can you put up a poll with your Tanner powers? While you're doing that, I'm gonna put some pouches on him. He has some pouches that go on his waist that I need to fucking find now. They're part god, what part are they? It doesn't say what part they are. I think they're part 100. I think they're this. Thank you, Tanner. How does this connect? Does it just sit on his waist? Yeah. Space Marines have so many fucking bits and bobs. That fits really well, actually. Tanner, that pole is long as hell. What's it looking like? Chainsword or Power Fist? Chainsword is fucking destroying. Well, Chainsword it is. Chainsword is very classic. And the thing about not using that Power Fist is now I have a leftover Power Fist, and I can put that on whatever I want another time. Maybe even one of the other guys in this squad, who knows? The backs of the swords tend to have connection points, so you really want to smooth it out. Because it'll be super obvious that you didn't when time comes to paint it. Just got here, didn't know you can mix and match them. You can. Some tournament rules, you like if I want this to be valid to play, you sometimes need to assemble things specific ways. There's a rule that's called WYSIWYG, and it's what you see is what you get. So once I glue this chainsword arm onto this guy, that's it. Like, I can't take him to an official tournament and say, actually, this guy has a Power Fist. Because he doesn't have a Power Fist. He has a chainsword. Because you look at him and that's what he has. Need a bit more glue on this arm. Doesn't want to stay. The Space Marine arms have super smooth connection points, so it's hard to get a bond. But it'll go. Oh yes. Put enough glue and it'll go. Doll customizing for dudes, let's fucking go. Literally true. Alrighty, now we're moving on to his pauldrons and his head. He is very quickly becoming complete. This is crazy. It's not actually crazy, I knew it would go this fast. Space Marines assemble so quick. We have 1 billion pauldrons in this set, actually. Way more than we need. This one looks cool. It just really is saying that it wants me to take 1 A pauldron and 1 B pauldron of any kind. So this one I think was a B pauldron, and then there's another one that's an A pauldron. And the ones on his left hand shoulder tend to be not as decorative. They tend to not have any, they tend to be where the chapter symbol, the decal, gets put on. Shoulders have really bad connection points on the bottom, not connection, well, sprue joins like a flash once you clip them, so you really want to smooth those out too. Didn't know they were little Gundam puzzles. Maybe a new hobby just dropped. Be careful, this is a very expensive hobby. I will say that getting into it isn't that expensive, it's just once you start, it really just like, oh man, look at all these models. Like if you go to a Games Workshop store, if you're fortunate enough to have one near you, they will literally give you a Space Marine for free and give you paint supplies in store to paint them up for free. And then it's like, well, that was super fun. How much does a box of these cost? Oh, it only costs you $60. You go, huh? Cost how much? First hit's always free. G-Dubs knows it. My brother did it briefly when we were kids, but I just remember these little dudes paint drying on the balcony. Yes. Do you keep it? Yeah, the model they give you for free, you absolutely keep. That's yours. They won't let you keep any of the supplies, but the model that you put together and paint and store, that's yours now. They tend to have models of the month too to get you to go into the store. Like, hey man, pop in this month and you'll get a free Gene Stealer. Now he needs a head. What's his head? Do I just get to pick? I think I do. Do we have any firstborn heads? I think we have one. We have one firstborn head. Do we have more than one firstborn head? How many firstborn heads do we have in this kit? If it's only one, I'm gonna be sad. I think it's actually only one. That is so sad. Surely the captain has to have it though. Yeah, no, they do not give out big models for free. It'll always be a member of a squad who can't work by himself. It will not be a Daemon Prince. The heads tend to be on ball joints, so you can kind of pose them. And he's basically done. He just needs his backpack. Our little space marine. Ooh. Wow. When's the Warhammer Total War 3 co-op playthrough? Honestly, Tanner, that game blows up my computer every time I try to play it. Every time I've tried to play Warhammer Total War 2, I've not played 3, but every time I play 2, it blows my computer up. I don't know why. No, I do know why. It's a very technically demanding game, but... Now we're doing the banner. Again, this is a very big focal point, so I want to make sure we clean it up. It'll be very obvious on these edges that we didn't do that. If we didn't. Really good painters will like, was it because of the GPU fan? No. Really good painters will take this, we'll take this banner and like freehand stuff on it, because it's a really nice blank surface. I'm not a really good painter. It'll probably end up just getting a giant decal. Like, I think I'll end up probably making them Imperial Fists or Black Templar, so I have decals for them. But some of these, like big ones, like this big fist or something, will fit nice on there. Decal? Yeah, that's how the English say decal. You guys don't know? I'm not joking. That's real. Like the main character from My Hero Academia? Literally, yeah. His name's Decal. Can you hand paint an entire Lamenter army, please? I think I would sooner die. For y'all who don't know, the Lamenters are not only yellow, which is a notoriously evil color to paint, they also are covered in a checkerboard pattern to, which, you know, you have to basically either stencil or freehand, and it's just an exercise in torture. Actually torturous. Anyone who has a Lamenter's army has my respect, because that is just... You have to fucking freehand checkerboards all over them. What backpack does it say I take? 8. Okay. Here I go. Okay, the thing that's really annoying about these fucking wet pallet chop for sure, yeah. The thing that's really annoying about Space Marine backpacks, if you can see it, in the very bottom, there's that little nib, because that's a connector point there. That thing is so hard to get out cleanly. It is so annoying. You just kind of dig at it with your nibs a little bit, but most of the time, once you get it small enough, you just take your knife and try to get it in there. But you want to be careful because you don't want to cut into the detail around it. Also, the little orbs on their backpacks tend to also, I always make this mistake. I cut too close, and because they're round, it kind of deforms the shape where the connection point was, and it's hard to make them look round again. Yeah. A nail clipper might work. I've known people who've completely used a nail clipper, or rather I've heard of people, I haven't known any, that have used a nail clipper instead of like a nibber like this, and it just do not do that. Do not do that. That is a poo-poo thing to do, I think. They don't open wide enough, and they're not angled the right way. Bro, how come your backpack's not going on? There it is. There it is. These nibbers were specifically designed for this purpose, whereas a nail clipper was designed for something else. You might be able to figure out what it was designed for if you think real hard. He has one more piece. He has a little tilt shield. Tanner, is that what these are called? Tanner, come back. Is that what this is called? Is this a tilt shield? It goes on his shoulder pad to protect his armpit? Is that a tilt shield, Tanner? Probably. Tanner, you know, sometimes you fail me, and it's the times when I really need you not to, you know? I really needed you to come through for me there, and... fuck. Every fucking time with you, Tanner. What else would they be? I don't know. Maybe they have a goofy name. Like, am I supposed to know the answer? No. Tanner, you're the one who's the LARPer. Yeah, this part's really tiny, so I'm gonna nudge it into the position I want with my knife and press on it with that to try to make sure I get a nice flat surface to apply even pressure so it isn't moving. It's so finicky, this little fucking thing. Almost. Okay, and we will leave it there to set. And he's done, guys. We just have to put him on his base. Well, keep it up, bro. I'll be back. You better have that squad made. I'm planning to have the squad made this stream. I am. I don't think I'll do any painting today, because yesterday that shit was that was 4 hours. But I think we could definitely finish assembling the squad. How long has it been, guys? How long's the stream been going? "42 minutes? I believe serve, Das is a liar. So we'll just take 10 minutes out for the startup, so it took us about 30 minutes to do this guy. That's not bad. And he's done. Look at him. Wowie. Well done. And here's a size comparison. here's the lictor. But remember how long it took for us to do the lictor yesterday? How long it took for us to build him? He was way more complex. Kha'Zix? Kha'Zix is basically a lictor. That's actually a really good point. Kha'Zix is basically a lictor. So you added the grass? Yes. Okay, well, we're moving on to the next member of the squad. I see. This guy could have a combi melta or a heavy bolter. Combi weapons are kind of awesome. If we can get close and it'll actually focus. So the green guy here has a combi weapon. It's a combi melta. It has a melta gun barrel on top and then a bolter barrel on the bottom. And so it's 2 guns in 1. And that's really cool. And usually only veteran squads can have that kind of thing. So it's cool to put them on when you can, because they're usually a premium choice. So we'll probably give this boy the multi-melta. I think that's what we'll do. $22, huh? Found it. Marines are a bunch of rectangles. Yup. They're just a big box torso with limbs attached and a head. These guys are Stern Guard veterans. Specifically, that means they're very veteran Space Marines of the first company of their chapter. These guys have seen some shit, so they get the premium gear because they're all like 10,000 years old or something. Where's your 21 piece? I have the front of your body, where's the back? 21. I would think who funded this specifically, but whoever funded it wanted to remain anonymous. So, even I don't know who funded this. Somebody did. Somebody single-handedly funded the Stern Guard veterans. So, anonymous, if you're here, I hope you enjoy seeing them put together. Hello, Van Rato. This is an interesting torso. He only has like 1 hip on this torso, and like the other hip is attached to his leg. Interesting. Why is it called throne? Because people who have thrones like to think themselves as royalty, and their peasants come to give them their tithes, their tax, their bounty. I actually don't. That's really probably the reason for it, but that's kind of demeaning for the viewers, no? Oh. I've cut some skin off of my thumb. That's alright. It was only the very top layer of skin, so it's fine. There wasn't even any blood. You famously don't need the top layer of skin on your body. Did you know that? Famously. I wasn't worried about it. It was like oh, I cut myself. But it was a very non-consequential cut, so I am not pressed. Okay. This is an interesting layout, the way they have this guy built. Interesting. Found his other hip. It's connected to his leg. Wow, who would have fucking thought? That's fucking crazy. His whole leg. Whenever the Norn Emissary shows up, that's going to be such a long, and I repeat, such a long, that might be a multi-stream assembly. That's a moderately big model. It's pretty big, the Norn Emissary. We might need a double stream of like a couple hours just to assemble that bee. He's pretty big. We'll see, though. I remember assembling the Silent King. He's back in my closet. He's hiding. But it took me a while to assemble him. He's such a giant model. Do you ever paint before assembly? No, that's generally ill-advised. You can paint in sub-assemblies where you, like, let's say, like actually, we have a good example here. So, like, let's say I was a smart person, right? And we have our freshly assembled lieutenant here. You see how his left hand with the chainsword is crossed over his chest? There wasn't much I could do about that. That's just how the model was sculpted. That chainsword is now going to be way in my way when I want to get at the parts underneath it. So maybe if I was smart and not lazy, I would not glue this arm on and then paint it by itself and then glue it on after. But I am lazy. And I want them to be all assembled and done because it looks nice and it's fun. Some people paint everything in sub-assemblies, if it makes sense. I've never done sub-assemblies. I think I have a couple minis that I will end up doing that on because they have gigantic shields that sit directly in front of them, which will make it super duper duper hard and annoying to paint them. But Space Marines, I tend not to sweat it. The very, very ancient 80s Space Marines literally had their guns sculpted attached to their chests. It was like you couldn't get it off if you wanted to. They were all one piece. And because the tech was so much worse, they were one big piece of pewter. They were all metal back then. And they always had their guns held to their chests because it just would be way too difficult for them at the time to have them holding the guns out for the most part. And all of them looked the same to boot. This guy's quickly coming together. He is a fun, dynamic pose. He's kind of twisting at the waist. It's kind of fun. Oh, but one of his legs is coming off. It didn't set, and I started fussing with it. Will he sit up? Will he stand up straight? Is this how he's supposed to be? He's supposed to be stepping. He kind of is. I think his leg is sitting the right way. Yes, like this. There he goes. He'll stand up by himself now. Is white out a viable color budget substitute? What are you asking if I could use white out to paint them white? Are there bent paintbrushes for these situations? No. For the marble look. The way that I've seen people do marble is they take like a dryer sheet and they stretch it out super duper duper thin and they spray paint the base black and then they spray paint white through the dryer sheet texture while it's pulled like flush over the base. and that makes actually really convincing marble texture or patterning at this scale. That's how I've seen people do that. If you want them to be like on marble floor or something. Okay, now we get the gun. His combi melta does not appear to be on this sprue. Is it on this sprue? There's a flamer, there's a heavy bolter. No combi melta. Is it on this sprue? Combi flamer, there's the combi melta. But is this the right one? Are there multiples? It just says 5. Why does it say 5? It's not part 5. It's part 81. I mean, it's a right-handed combi melta. It's the right part. I don't know what's going on with these instructions. Sometimes it just doesn't have the actual number of what this is. Tops of guns tend to have yucky connection points. So you really want to scrape at those good. Because the top of a gun is a spot that's going to get a lot of eyes. So you really want to smooth those out. Bottoms of gun magazines also tend to have connection points. That's another bad spot. If it's a weapon or a head, you really want to make sure, or shoulders, you really want to make sure you clean it up. I have some models, especially when I was first starting, that you can definitely see that I didn't do it. And it's bad. $32, huh? That's probably way back on our first sprue. $31, $13, $20, $29, $32. You can always know that you assemble his legs and waist correctly if he'll stand up straight like this. He'll stand up without being on a base or glued onto anything. So he's just vibing over there as he waits for his weaponry. Things like, you typically get really big chunky connection points on the shoulders here. You can see the big white mark. But I'm not too worried about cleaning that up because the shoulder pad will just go over it. So it's not a big deal. And then 33, I think we saw that earlier, didn't we? 15, 31, 20, 13, 29, what the hell? 33. Remember yesterday when I was assembling the lictor? And I said, hey guys, something that's super annoying is when you're trying to glue a Space Marine that has, the arms hold the weapon a very specific way, so you have to try to glue it all at the same time, but you have 3 different pieces you're wrestling with. We're about to see. We're about to see what that looks like. Because this guy's gun and hands connect, because they're all separate pieces, connected a very specific way to have them all flush. So you have to have the glue wet and put them all on there at the same time. Am I going to paint it first? Absolutely not. And I'm holding his arm, this one in place, while trying to get the other one on, and the gun also isn't completely glued, because that sits a very specific way. And you have to... Oh, God. It's so fussy. Oh, once you get the wrists, it tends to fall into place. We're almost there. Almost there. Ooh, epic. So, we managed it. If you'll notice, his wrist, it's in shadow, it's hard to see. His wrist glues onto the gun. The hand is already sculpted on, so you have to make sure the wrist and the hand connect, or else it's gonna look whack. But the gun is attached to the other shoulder, so I'm trying to attach it to the left wrist while manipulating it from the right shoulder, and it's just whack. It's always really hard to do. But you just have to fuss with it and not use too much pressure, and you'll get it. Alrighty, now we choose shoulder pads and a head for him. And his backpack. And his peripherals. His assorted Space Marine garbage. I think he's like our CQC guy, so I think I might want to give him this studded pauldron. That's kind of cool. Or does it go on a different guy? It really doesn't matter. But maybe not. Maybe this guy's like... Maybe this guy's the sergeant. Or maybe all of them get this little thing here. Hi, Grant. Are you playing Gambit today, buddy? Any Grambit? For those who are uninitiated, Grant is trying to reach top 500 in Destiny 2 Gambit, and he's been sacrificing his life for the past week doing it. He's at like 1200. He's actually really close. And then we want to get him a blank shoulder pad as well for his chapter symbology. Where are the blank ones? Oh, I guess they're here. I don't know what chapter I want to paint these guys as. Maybe that's another thing I'll let you guys decide when the time comes. Do you end up using all the parts to make them? No. I will not use all the parts. I will actually have a very, very large amount of parts left over, which is good, because then I can use them for other things. Let's say I get another kit of Space Marines, but I don't like their heads. I could put heads that I've left over from this kit on them instead. My man hits the gym and then comes home and does Gambit. That is actually nightmarish. What do you do with the leftovers? You keep them in your bits box for one day you might need them. Maybe you want to have a dead Space Marine on a base of some Chaos Demon, and you have all these leftover Space Marine bits that you can chop up or put the helmets on, you know? Hey, Gambit is actually fun. Have you considered using the leftover parts as a delicious cereal? I actually hadn't considered that, but that's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, no, that's actually really smart. I'm liking that. There's a specific part I'm looking for right now, and I can't find it. I'm looking for 131. Oh god. 139, 35, 32, 37, 36, 34, 33. I don't think it really matters, it's just pouches. it is just pouches. So maybe I'll just put whatever I want there instead. Like this one. Actually, it might matter. It actually might. Their belts might be laid out very specific ways. Is 131 really not on this sprue? 132 is on this sprue, and the one's after, but no 131? That is what I'm looking for, no? Yeah, 131. And this. Okay, but this I have. I found this one. You work 6 to 8 hours, get 20,000 steps on your shift, your cardio's already done, and you lift weights and do ab workouts, and then you do Gambit. And then you do Gambit. Christ. What's going on with you, man? Do you need help? No man should be playing that much Gambit. Horace, thanks for gifting Van Rato. Hey Van Rato, now that you're a sub, you can join the sub-only Discord by disconnecting your Discord account to your Twitch account in the integration settings of your Discord. And I just popped his leg off. That's okay, guys. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you accidentally pop his leg off. Because the glue wasn't set, and then you knocked it off. Discord is not a real word now? What the hell does that mean? Discord is absolutely a real word. What? No, I don't have a Discord command. I'm a fake streamer. Sorry. Not sorry, actually, though. You said it so much? Yeah, but maybe I just really like the character from My Little Pony. Ever think about that? What, are you a fake human, Sushi Shorts? You don't know the character from My Little Pony called Discord? Come on, the Living Tombstone had a hit song about it. Best character in the whole show? I couldn't tell you. I didn't watch a single episode of that show. But I know that character thanks to the Living Tombstone. Living Tombstone, what a character. Made a career out of making My Little Pony music. I woke the fan base? That's alright. What's wrong with that? They can hang out. They can like ponies in peace. You know? Does this guy have a holster too? Oh, that's what 131 is. Oh. That's gonna be way easier to find now that I know what the hell I'm looking for. It's a holster? But I thought I put the holster on the other guy. Does he... Does everyone get a holster? Because I'm not seeing more than one. Oh, I am seeing more. Yippee! We found, I found all the holsters. Yeah, everyone gets one, apparently. A holster. And this guy's almost done. He just needs a backpack and a head. Come on, piece of shit. Some of these teeny tiny parts really don't want to stay glued. It's always these little belt doodads that they want you to throw on there. They don't have true connection points. You just kind of press them on and pray. And they don't like staying. Sometimes, only sometimes. And it keeps sticking to my finger and not to the mini. Press it with the knife. Okay, now don't touch it. Don't touch it now. Because now it's on. Itoichi, thank you for sub. Been a second, I feel, since I've seen you. What head do we give this guy? I think we'll just give him a standard Primaris head. Wherever I can find one. A standard Primaris head. I'm not going to put any bare faces on these guys. I don't like them. I don't like having bare faces on my Marines. What paint color is tastiest? It's gotta be red, no? All that red 40. Sip it up like a Minecraft potion. Shit. I'm looking for his backpack. 78, 78. Oh, that was lucky. Oh, this one actually has really nice connection points. There are none on the orbs or on the little nub at the bottom. Thinking a blind taste stream. I'll be honest, if I'm being really honest about it, I've not tasted any of the paints, even though I think many of them are technically safe to ingest in small amounts. Don't do it though. Also, I don't think they would taste any different from each other. Yeah, that's my bit on paint. Lead paint hits like no other. You're right, bro. It'll hit you really hard in about 20 years. You'd guess every color easy? Yeah. Alrighty, well that's another guy down. That's crazy. Just gotta glue his backpack on and glue his feet down, and he's good to go. Lead poisoning is worth it for the flavor. Let me know how that goes. You know, I'm personally not a big fan of the flavor of lead, but like if you like really go for it, like update us, you know? Maybe journal your lead journey. Oh, that fucking piece that I didn't want to touch. I fussed with it because I accidentally bumped it and now it's coming off. Come on, man. This little fussy piece, this teeny tiny little piece. It just sits on his belt and it's such a weird spot. Please. And stop sticking to my hands. My hands aren't plastic. And it took his backpack off too. That sucked. We got cooked on that one. There we go. Bro, why won't your backpack sit? It tends to start bonding really fast, so as long as I don't poke it, it should stay, but it's not doing it. Okay. And then, to avoid fussing with anything, I know his legs are glued down real well, so I'll press down on his ankles to make sure he stays on his base. And there we go. Now we have another one. And he'll hang out here with the captain. Or maybe, no, he's not a captain, he's probably a lieutenant. The next guy has our heavy weapon. He can have a heavy flamer. That looks pretty sick, actually. Some kind of bolt rifle, or a combi bolt rifle flamer. Can any of these guys have a heavy bolter? Oh, this one can. Oh, surely we give this guy the heavy bolter. You can't just not give him the heavy bolter. So we're gonna build the guy. We're gonna build the blue one. He's pictured there with a flamethrower, but the blue configuration also builds heavy bolter. So that's what we're gonna do. Heavy bolter. 35. 34. Rabbit just killed Heroic Lich King? Wait. That's epic. Did any of y'all get Invincible? Does he drop on Heroic Invincible? Anyone get Invincible? I would actually be so mad if I was playing Wrath Classic and someone got Invincible. I'd be pissed, actually. Thanks for the sub, though, Rabbit. If I was playing Wrath Classic and somebody got Invincible and it wasn't me, I'd be pissed. Is the drop rate boosted, though, on Wrath Classic? Like, it's not 1% because it's current. It's guaranteed right now, 1 per raid. Oh, shit. Who, how many times have you run it? Was that the first time you've beaten it? Because now that I know that it's not the 1% drop rate yet because it's current, now I want you to get an Invincible. So just keep running that and just let us know how that goes. He has a little reliquary on his tabard, and that's what I'm looking for, and it's minuscule. Oh, but I found it. Can I get that in RuneScape terms? They're running Tombs of a Masket, but imagine instead of being like a 1 in 3,000 or whatever for the pet, it's guaranteed 1 per raid. Until the raid isn't current anymore. First kill as a guild? That fucking mount better have been fucking Need or Greed, bro. You're quitting? That's huge, though. I hope whoever got Invincible's happy about that. Because once, you know, Classic becomes, you know, like in 4 years, Classic is like Legion Classic, that's gonna be goated. Everyone's gonna be so jealous. I'm looking for the shin guard that has the little bumpy boys on it. Where is that at? Did I already put that on? No. The bumpy shin guard. Shin guard with the bumps. The bumpy one. The bumpy shin, there it is. I would fuck with Legion Classic. Ain't playing Kata? Absolutely not. I'm not playing Kata either. Legion Classic, though, that would go hard. Legion was so good. Legion was so good. 99% of Raiders quit right before the drops in their name? Absolutely. Kata is just poo-poo garbage, I think. Even when it was current. Actually based, Legion is one of the few X-Backs I actually enjoyed, yeah. Someone got the IFV in Helldivers. Tanner, what does that mean? Is that an in-universe thing that I'm supposed to understand? What's an IFV? Is that like a buggy, an infantry something vehicle, perhaps? That's actually making sense. I'm big brained. He's gonna come in here and say, "Yup, it's a car." Go ahead and say it, Tanner. 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 It's an APC. Fuck. I was so close to having that correct. Big truck with a gun. That's epic. Dude, the fact that all that shit is like data mineable and people are hacking it into the game means that they could literally release that shit so soon. That's so awesome how much content they have ready for the game already. If this was any other game, I feel like they would sit on their fucking hands and rest on their laurels for 3-4 months before they put out any updates. And I'd be fucking pissed about it too. Meanwhile, Helldivers is 3 weeks old. And it's like, hey guys, we already have all this content coming out. Crazy. See the preview of the mech? Oh, I did. And it looked juicy. Sweet wampum. It looked juicy. As cool as the mech is, though, I'm almost more excited to have something like a multi-man vehicle, like a Warthog from Halo, you know? Something that requires like teamwork and multiple people to use. The mech is only like a one man, so it's a very selfish thing. When are they adding Arcwing to Helldivers? When they've decided that the game is going to be dead. Do you know that Arcwing came out like fucking 2015 or 16 and it's just been dead content since then? Isn't that insane? How long that shit's been dead content? The tank needed a driver and a gunner. See, that's epic. Can't wait to see all the teammates getting run over. Me too, honestly. I can't wait. Let's see, he has like a pouch or something on his butt, as all these guys tend to do. So we'll find a pouch for him to put on his butt. It'll be this one. Space Marines love to have pouches on their butt. You're VDMing Tanner? Yeah. And then Tanner's gonna call the mod. RDM, RDM, admin to me, RDM. He didn't say raid before he came in. Will this one gives me as much trouble as the part on the last guy that went on his butt? Because that shit came right off. And it was fucking annoying. Nope, that didn't give me any trouble at all. It went right on. Good for him. Now we have to find his backpack. It's very distinct, so that's an easy one. I'm excited about this one. This guy's a fucking... He's got a fucking heavy bolter. Reverse fanny pack? Yup. I don't know how they reach them. Space Marines have like... There's no way they have full range of motion all the way behind their backs like that. And you're telling me that you're putting pouches there for them to have like grenades or magazines back there? Bad news, bro. The vehicles are manual transmission, dead content. Oh, shit. Imagine to shift gears, you have to fucking press buttons like the stratagems. You have to press, like, to shift. You have to press up, down, or whatever. That would be so fucking funny. Holy shit, that would be so funny. Maybe the pouch is for their friends? Space Marines are, you know, famously known for having great friendship and brotherhood with each other. So maybe it is. You need bullets, you just, you know, grab one out of your buddy's butt. And if he needs some, he'll take some from you. Sorry, boys, I know that Titan is gaining on us, but I stalled out. Oh, shit. Bro, and the fact that, like, Bile Titans aren't even counted as, like, big enemies, I think they're still counting them as, like, medium. Right? Like the difficulty doesn't classify them as, like, big. We gotta put the gun together, okay? Can do. Yeah, they are medium. Also, a closer inspection, they're automatic. Oh, thank God. You know they gotta be giving our Helldivers, you know, our boys on the level on Creek, they gotta be giving them automatics. Come on. They're spilling oil like true warriors. And they give them a fucking manual? No shot. I killed a Bile Titan by dropping on it, funniest thing. Yeah, it's the drop pods deal a very large amount of damage. Which is why the power steering upgrade for your ship is actually kind of underrated. I fully upgraded my ship the other day. I have every ship module. And power steering was the second to last one I got, and I kind of wish I got it sooner. Because you can, like, drift that fucking thing. Yeah, here's his little bolter. It's big as his torso, and then some. $49, huh? I think I saw that. Yeah, there it is. I hope my future children are happy with inheriting $3,000 of plastic soldiers. Because I think that might be what they're getting. And, like, that's it. You think they'll be happy with it? Actually, no children of mine wouldn't like Warhammer. They're not my son or daughter if they don't, so... Actually, you're right. They would be happy about it. That's a good deal, and they'd be vintage. Isn't that hilarious to think about? Like, look up a 1980s Warhammer model, and then that's vintage to us now, and then, you know, eventually these will be vintage. These super, super well-machined... Eventually they'll just be able to print all these out in one piece. Eventually they'll probably be able to print them out print them out fucking painted. Your children will inherit your BL collection? I mean, that's fine. Sure. Yeah, go off. My children will inherit my Lyra Booba mousepad. Son of a bitch, I almost dropped that, and that would have been a disaster. It would have gotten lost in my fucking high-ply carpet. They do actually have 3D color prints now. Yeah, see? Eventually that shit's gonna be really good. Like, really good. 52. It's always the best when you pick up a sprue and instantly spot the piece that you need before you're even done picking up the sprue. I needed 52 and I saw it instantly before I even put my hands on the sprue. My belongings have already been staked by others. Branding gets your car. I mean, honestly, by the time you die, your Honda Civic is definitely still gonna be good. So that's not bad. He's lucky. That's not bad at all, actually. Alrighty, now this is a really annoying piece, because this connects both shoulders and his left wrist and these cables that are sticking out of his backpack all connected as one piece at the same time, so I have to be careful to make sure to line it all up and to not press other pieces out of the position. I'd probably get Tanner's leather bounds, though. And his undying love and devotion. Good night, Bestigorvids. That's an interesting name. Maybe you have a dark past. Gulp. Bestigorvids. That's a gulp and a half. What the fuck? And no one has anything to say about that. They're all like, "Good night, buddy." Bestigorvids? This guy's awesome. Look at him. He's a big old beast. Holy. They're a fan of Al Gore? Maybe. Might be his only one. Let's get him some shoulder pads and a head. I think he's going to have the cool helmet with the targeting reticle on it. I think that's how he'll go. Space Marines are so tanner coated. They're all wear full face helmets for the most part. They all fight in a band of brothers. They have cool targeting reticles and eye masks and like nods and stuff. Honestly, the first time I've ever seen these get put together, a lot of people just show the painting process and not the assembly process, because people think the assembly is boring. But I think it's really fun, at least I think it's fun to assemble. I'm not sure if it's fun for you guys to watch. But I think assembly is super fun. It's very relaxing, and it's really fun to see them come together. Because even as gray plastic, you suddenly have like a little guy, you know? And he's just hanging out. Yeah, this guy rules. Let's get him some shoulder pads. And then he's done. I want to see something before I snip this. Where does it recommend to put the bumpy shoulder pad? On the left-hand side. Okay, shit. That's what we'll do then. Space Marines are particular about which shoulder pad goes where because some of them have like different ranks or insignias. I was planning on doing stuff while I watched, but I've just been glued watching. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time, that you're enjoying it. I wasn't super worried that people weren't going to like these, but I was worried if I was going to be able to actually talk during them. But I knew that these people would find these fun and informative, because it's not something that a lot of people are into. I won't say it's a niche hobby. Warhammer is the biggest tabletop war game in the world by a very large margin. But most people can't name more than like one person they know that's into it, and that person probably doesn't stream. So it's kind of, you know, it's fun to share. Gotta sand down the bottoms of your shoulder pads. They don't get much attention, but it'll be obvious if you didn't do it. And just like that, this guy's done too. That person is Henry Cavill. Yeah, he's the GOAT. World of Warcraft fan and Warhammer fan. Literally just like, how can one person be so goated? It shouldn't be allowed, honestly. Didn't like the way that was coming off right then, so we're adding some more glue into his shoulder. And then we glue him onto his base. And we're 3/5 of the way done. We make it look easy. To be fair, I will say this isn't hard to do. If you wanted to get into this, you could assemble the minis just as well as I'm doing right now on probably your first or second try. Alrighty, moving on. Oh, this guy can have a stalker bolter. He can have a scope. Maybe we'll give him the scope. Where does his body assemble? Oh, there it is. I feel like painting part's gonna be the hard part for beginners, especially without knowing how to mix colors. Yeah, but I never took an art class. I know jack shit about color theory. If you've ever seen a color wheel, that's really all you need to know for a beginner. As long as you know what a color wheel looks like, generally. Like, do you know what the 3 primary colors are? Do you know what colors they mix into? Do you know that white makes things lighter and black makes things darker? And do you know that sometimes that's bad? Like, if you want to highlight red and you add white to your original red, it doesn't make it a brighter red, it makes it pink. So what do? Well, you probably add a bright yellow instead, because it's warm. And yeah, that'll kind of tint it orange, but because you're applying things in thin layers, it'll end up still reading red anyway. Because you're just highlighting. It'll probably just be on some raised areas. So your armor's still red, the highlights are just orange. If you ever look up, like the official, like, Blood Angels, like a Blood Angels guy, he'll be highlighted in orange if you look. Not red. Or, some of them might use a really dark red for the base, so they can highlight with a light red, like a lighter tone. But if you want a really bright red, it just doesn't exist without getting pink, so you have to use orange. There's just not a pale red, really, without making it pastel. If you still want the saturation to be the same, you have to go orange. You have a paint store? I am fortunate enough to have an entire Warhammer store that's not too far away from where I live. Before I moved, my Warhammer store was at least 45 minutes. Now it's less than that. House paints? Oh, hell no. Do not use... I mean, you could use fucking apple barrel paints on Space Marines, but don't do that unless you really, 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 really thin them down. Like, really. But no, there are actual whole brands that sell straight up paint specifically for mini painting. I'm specifically recently using Army Painter Speed Paint. That's what I've been using, but then you have other ones. You have Citadel in the shitty paint pot. You have Vallejo, which makes Vallejo monocolor. There's Scale 75, there's AK Interactive, there's Two Thin Coats, all specifically made for this. You won't find these paints though at like Hobby Lobby, you know. I tend to like Games Workshop contrast paints and Army Painter speed paints, because they're really thinned down for you already. You don't have to fuss with them, and they dry really quick, and they're super saturated, but they're not opaque, so you don't have to worry about like actual like blending and things. They're for newbies or for people who want results quickly. Either way. I am both, so it works out well for me. Looking for part 57. It's a foot. You'd think because I only have 2 guys left it would be easy to find the 1 foot that I'm looking for, but sometimes you get lost in the sauce and I can't freaking find it. I only have 2 guys left, so I should only have 4 feet, and I already have one of them. So I'm looking, there are 3 feet left, there it is. And sometimes it's just really hard to find that last dang foot. The way that they did these feet are super nice, because the little pieces, you don't have to clean them at all. Because all the parts are covered. 58 or 59. We'll go with 59. This one looks cool. technically, I guess it's technically possible to have missing pieces in these kits, but I've never once had that happen. And my understanding is that if that ever happens to you, you can email GW and they'll just straight up send you it. Or even a replacement kit entirely. There's a hobby store near my house you've never been in. Your streams have been making me tempted to go in and spend too much money. My bad. But I think this is a really fun hobby. It's if you don't play the game, I will say it's a kind of solitary hobby. It's not one that will get you out of your house. Unless you play, it's not one that's going to easily have you meet other people, unless you're at the hobby store and you talk to people, which you could, but if you don't play, you know, you're not going to have much reason, unless you all want to, like, assemble minis together, which is definitely something you could do. But it is a pretty solo hobby. Looking for 61. There are a lot of guns on the sprue, but I don't think any of them are the ones that I'm looking for. How about this one? Yep, this one. You think we want to leave the house? Yuck. Leaving the house is good for you, y'all. I try to do it at least every other day, if not every day. It's good. To get outside, see the world, have people see you and witness you. Even if you don't interact with anyone directly, it is good to be witnessed, to be perceived. You internalize that feeling of other people knowing you exist, you know? What's up, Miosk? You're sick? No, I think that's pretty natural. Tell him, Tanner. Tanner, tell him. What's up? I'm at work? That's goated. See, Miosk goes outside, and she's super well adjusted. Super. Whoa, whoa, what am I saying? Tanner, you're telling them it is healthy and good to go outside and be perceived. Where the hell is the scope for this thing? I don't think it's there. Is it here? Is it here? It actually might be here and I missed it. No? Is it here? Oh, we're close. We found it. Okay, cool. Do I want this scope? Yes, I like the drum mag. That's cool. This guy has a stalker bolter, so it has a scope on it. Which is always fun. Scopey. El Scopey. I'm not going to glue this yet. I forgot to clean it. Yeah, a lot of people say this is the tedious part of the hobby, and they just want to get to the painting part. They want to get to the gaming part. But I think it's really fun to do this part. And streaming it is even more fun. This setup looks like our office right now because my sister also paints minis. I didn't know that. What does she paint? Or maybe I did know that and I forgot. Does she do Warhammer or does she do something else? D&D minis? I don't know too much about the D&D minis, unless they're printed, but I know Wizards of the Coast sells some official minis that are pre-assembled and pre-primed that I've heard less than good things about. Looking for this Blood's Arms. I need 60 and 62. I feel like they're on this sprue, but they're not. Are they on this sprue? No. Are they on this sprue? He's bought a lot of those, but I think she prefers to sand prime them herself nowadays. Yeah, in my experience, I've never bought any of those myself, but just looking at them, the primer is way too thick and it muddies a lot of the details. They become super soft detail-wise. Again, I've never actually bought one. I don't actually know firsthand their quality, but I've heard and seen sketchy things about those D&D minis. The official Wizards of the Coast ones. Some giant dragons she's been painting. Yeah, I have a giant dragon too, but I printed him. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys him, actually. Hold on, I'll go get him. Shit. He's somewhere. I have to be careful not to knock over my camera because my camera's not long, or my cable's not long enough and it stretches across my whole room. Okay. Here he is. And now you can see him here. He's gigantic. He is resin, not plastic. He was printed. He's really big. It's if you can see here on the bottom of the base, you can see there are holes. So he's completely hollow. The resin, it hardens it around with cavities in the center so it can drain out so he's still light. He fell off a shelf once, about 5 feet, so he has some battle damage that I haven't repaired. He moved cross country. He's a bit dusty. But yeah, I think his color shows up really good. He's really nice and shaded well. And again, this is because I use speed paints. I spray painted him completely black and then white at a 45-degree angle, and so you get the nice color gradients on him with one coat of paint. I didn't do anything but paint one or two coats of this red paint over the top, and that's the result it'll give you. It's all underpainting. So yeah, that's him. Here's a size comparison for him and the Space Marines. For reference, a Space Marine is like 7 or 8 feet tall in this scale. I have compressed air, but I don't want to get up and get it. But yeah, that's him. He's pretty cool. He stands up all by himself. Yep. So he can hang out here, I guess. Because I'm not getting up again. What was I doing? Putting the arms on this bitch. Does he have a name? He doesn't, actually. Can you name him? I don't know if you specifically can. Unless... He's technically a Depths Dragon, which is supposed to be like he's from the Underdark, but I just painted him red because it looked cool. I think he's supposed to be dark colors, like Drow affiliated. Spaghetti? Yeah, that's good enough, yep. Hey guys, that dragon's name is Spaghetti now. Full name, Spaghetti Midnight? Yep, there you go. But yeah, that's a super impressive looking model. All it did, it took a few dollars worth of resin, $1 worth of paint, and about, 24 plus hours of printing the different pieces. I think it was a head, a neck, a torso, arms, lower abdomen, legs, and then tail. Yeah, gasp, you did not ping in the Discord. If you look in the announcements table, I did. But I pinged at here. So if you were offline, you didn't get it. But yeah, I printed this years ago when resin printing was a lot worse. You could probably print this so fast these days. The tail itself, I think, took 12 hours. Because the time isn't on size, it's on height. Not on width. Yeah. But these days, the printers, I think, could crank that thing out if you wanted to. It's for those who are interested, it's a really, really nice resin printing STL file like company. All they do is model files for sale. They don't sell the models themselves, only the files. They're called the Artisans Guild. They have a Patreon. They have a My Mini Factory. Really, really high quality releases every month. Dozens and probably hundreds of models in their repertoire at this point. Yeah, resin printing is super easy once you get it all dialed in. It's also really fun. I liked it a lot. But the printers just couldn't make the move. Alrighty, now this guy needs shoulder pads and a head. I think we might give him a normal head. Didn't I already give someone a normal Primaris head? I did, so then maybe we try to find this guy a special one. So no head? I mean, not yet, he doesn't have one. What's he supposed to do? All he has is a stalker bolter. I was so close to getting a Bamboo Labs printer that I realized I'd never use it. I'm not familiar with that brand, Tanner. The one that I've been looking at recently, I think it was called like the Ultra Formation or the, I don't know. It was, I posted in the Discord somewhere, but it was a really, really bougie printer. It was fucking gigantic. Filament? I would never buy a filament printer, just being straight up without that. I think they're way less consistent, and for stuff that I want, you just can't print this on a filament printer, but you can on a resin one. Good night, Finn. Oh, I know what we'll give this guy. The classic. The super retro. The original helmet the Space Marines used to have. The beak helmet. Oh god. He almost disappeared forever, but I saw where he fell. He's around, he's rolling around. The Beaky Boy helmet. The bird helmet. Space Marines all used to have beak helmets. And it looks really goofy, and people really go crazy for it. They love the beak helmet. It always makes a Space Marine look retro if they have a beak. Okay, now this guy gets a backpack, and he's done. I do like the beak helmets, they're fun. My friends use 3D printers daily for their business, and I swear they have at least one filament print mess up every few days. Yeah, filament is just like, it's just a way less consistent science, just the way that those printers work. Like, the resin printer scans a hyper-accurate image through a vat of liquid resin that activates the resin and hardens it millimeter by millimeter into a finished shape. And then the filament printer melts a plastic rod off of a spool and then uses it to basically paint a shape in 3D. It's just a way less crazy science behind it. Resin printers, I would say, if you're interested in printing minis or small things, get a resin printer. They're really not that expensive these days. You can get a good one for a few $100. And you can find a million tutorials on YouTube. There are channels dedicated to reviewing them. It's just like cameras and phones these days. Entire businesses dedicated to reviewing and doing things. Resin printer is pricey. I mean, I'd say for what it is, no. But generally, yes. But like, let's say like for a price of 1.5 Imperial Knights, you can get a resin printer. Let's say it's a pretty good printer. Let's say 2.5 Imperial Knights, and then you can print Imperial Knights for dollars afterwards. It pays for itself super fast. Like if I was to buy a miniature of this size from Games Workshop, it would probably cost me at least $150. I printed this with a bottle of resin, and I probably used $3 worth of resin on this. So yes, the printer is expensive, but it saves you so much money in the long run if you use it a lot. A bottle of resin is $30 and it will last you a while. Unless you're going crazy. Then it won't. But even then. The upfront cost is a lot of pain. I mean, that's just hobbying, you know. Upfront costs are really high for everything anymore, you know. It kind of sucks. I think I forgot to give some of these guys their holsters. They need their fucking pistol. My God. Maybe I only forgot one. One pistol. Well, 2 now if you include this guy. Do you have a pistol? Yes. Do you have a pistol? No. Do you get a pistol? You're the heavy bolter guy. You don't get one. Your weapon is two-handed. But what if it's cool, though? But is it cool? He actually might get a pistol. Let's go back and look. No, he does not. And there's not much room for it. We won't put a pistol on him. That's goofy. This guy gets one, though. Do they use UV resin for the printer, or is it 1-1 curing mixture usually? No, it's always, in my experience, it is always UV resin. There's no such thing as curing mixture in my experience. Not that it isn't real, but just that the vast majority of people just never use it. And then he needs his little belt pouches too. We'll give him these. Epoxy resin is your #1 enemy. I've not used any epoxy in my time, but it seems really, like, scary. Okay, now this guy gets his feet glued down, and we're on to the last Marine. I'm imagining some guy frantically working on a Space Marine army where he's painting them all like Helldivers, where they're all black and yellow. Okay, what's our last guy looking like? We'll give him the Combi Flamer. That looks cool. Combi weapons are so dope. Combi weapons are dope. We're down to our last Marine. Which makes this real easy. I just have to find the one leg, one arm, one torso that's left. One backpack. I'm really happy with this kit. I threw it up on the throne because it's a really, really new Space Marine kit. And I haven't built one that's this new. And these guys have so much good shit. They got so many extra bits. They got so many options. Yeah, this kit builds 5. Though a typical squad of Space Marines tends to be 10. But a veteran squad is 5. 10 Space Marines, that would take me a minute. They'd be a lot simpler than these guys, though. They'd have a lot less options. They'd have a lot less fun little doodads. But they would still take a second. Where's his tabard? Where's that last sprue? What did I... Oh. I didn't need it. I found it. Other Space Marine kits that I really want. The Lion, the Primarch. That one's awesome. If you guys look up Lionel Johnson, Primarch of the first chapter, the Dark Angels, that guy is awesome. And that's really it. I'm not a giant Space Marines fan, But I do collect some because they're iconic and it's fun to have them as a nice contrast to the other armies. Like, is it really fun to own a lictor if you can't have, like, Space Marines next to him? You know? Like, it kind of is fun to have that kind of contrast between them. Space Marines were born to fight this beast, and it evolved to kill them. So why shouldn't I have them both, you know? I hear Connor watching a movie outside. I think he's watching Spider-Man. I hear the theme of like one of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. Which Spider-Man? I don't know, but I think it's either Homecoming, Far From Home, or No Way Home. It's one of those. I can't hear it well enough to know which one, but I just heard the theme. Do you think Spider-Man found his way home? I kind of wish he didn't, because I'll say it, guys. Connor and I talk about this relatively often because we're losers. Those films, the Tom Holland Spider-Man films, do not age well. They're not very good. Yeah, if you hear any voices, it's because Connor's not out there talking to himself, it's the TV. Hey guys, guess what part I'm looking for now? Can you guess? Take a guess. 69? You're right. You're absolutely right. The Shin Guard, number 69. Hell yeah. Goated. We're almost done, y'all. This guy doesn't need arms ahead. Any films that I've been watching? Not really. I don't watch film very often. Not because I don't enjoy it, but because I'm lazy. I don't like going and like looking up something that I think I'd like. Sir, thanks for gifting Zhongyong. Have I used a square reliquary on any of these mates yet? No. So this guy gets a square reliquary. Good for him. I have so many extra bits and bobs, like purity seals and shit. I should put some on these guys. Maybe once they're all done, I'll look and see where I can put some extra purity seals. Just watch Arrested Development for the 40th time. How much could my banana cost, Michael? $10? You've never been to a grocery store, have you? When I watch a movie or show and you can listen to an audiobook and multitask, I tend to agree, whether it's an audiobook or a video essay or some kind of long-form content. Watched Safe Haven the other day. I was in a romantic movie mood. I'm not sure I know what movie that is, but I'm glad you enjoy it. I have heard that Shogun, that new Shogun show, is good. I have heard that. I have not seen it myself, but I have heard that it is good. Can't do those audiobooks? Tanner, of all people, I know you would love audiobooks. You're actually ill. If you say it doesn't go fast enough, you skim your books and don't read all the details and descriptions. Anyone who says an audiobook isn't fast enough skims. They're a skimmer. Horse, thanks for gifting Nerushi. Those who just got gifted subs and are familiar, if you connect your Discord to your Twitch, we have a sub-only Discord that we have fun in. We talk about VTubers and anime and Warhammer and food, and that's about it. Oh, and animals. Like, think about something a 5-year-old would talk about. That's what we talk about in there. Yeah. We're almost done. Wait, one of these guys can have a fucking robot arm? Who? I have a whole ass robot arm that the instructions never told me to use. Which one of them had an option for a fucking robot arm? And how did I miss it? Orbital Circuit, thanks for subbing with Prime. Do you guys know that Twitch Prime is a thing? Oh. It's very specifically to be used in the captain model. If you don't build him as a captain and build him with a normal bolter and no melee weapon, the robot arm connects to that bolter at the wrist. There you go. Yeah, Orbital Circuit, I literally just started doing these streams, like, super recently, like, literally yesterday. But I think I'm just gonna start spamming them as long as I have stuff I want to paint and assemble. Because they're fun. I'm looking for a couple arms, though. Looking for 76. Oh, I think I see it. This is 77. I do need this. He has a purity seal wrapped around his wrist. That's super cool. And 76. You ever do kit bashing? I've never been a big kit basher. I like to make things the way they're supposed to be. I don't like to make something that's homebrew. I'm not necessarily creative enough for it. That's why I like when kits give me options, because then I can make something that's more unique to me. But I know a lot of people like to make their own Space Marine chapters, and it's like, this is their color scheme, and this is their heraldry, and this is their home planet, and I had all these 3D printed bits commissioned and printed just for them. But that's not only a lot of work, it's just not something that I personally am interested in. I like building these guys by the book, as it were. The Codex Astartes. One Ultramarine for me, please. Tanner, are Ultramarines your favorite chapter? They're not mine. But they do have a lot of people that like them, the Ultramarines. They're not even the color Ultramarine. Actual jobbers. We're getting to the part where this is being fussy. He's not wanting to sit together for me. Oh. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. No, I just needed the basic Andy one. I think Tanner would like maybe the Imperial Fists, or maybe the Salamanders. You like the Lamenters? They're a good choice, but they're not a first founding chapter. I'm thinking like first founding, like poster boy ass chapter. Salamanders are green. Bayshell, good point. We need the throne pinned, or maybe a bot command. That is a good point. I should put it in my fucking description down there, huh? Blangels? I don't think Blangels. I don't think Tanner would like Blangels. Blangels have too much flavor for him, I think. I think he would spit them out. Maybe, actually, no, this is it. Tanner will like Dark Angels. He's like Bryn. They have similar tastes. He would like Dark Angels the best. Tanner, Dark Angels are medieval knight themed. Kai Melon channel point redeem? No shot. Well, no shot. Not when we're doing mini streaming. You guys can't see it, but the way this is set up is a nightmare for me to get back to my desk with my computer. Can we get a certified hash brown moment? What the hell is that? What counts as a certified hash brown moment? Yeah, Tanner, look up Lionel Johnson's new model. And new, I mean it came out like a year ago. Look up that model with the helmet on and let me know if that's epic, because it is. Miosk, I'm sorry. I don't know every obscure meme. I'm sorry. I know you count on me to know these things, but sometimes I'm gonna let you down. I don't trust people who don't put helmets on their Space Marines. If you want your Space Marine with a bare head, I don't trust you. Is it from TikTok? Because we don't use that. I definitely don't, yeah. Posting it in Discord? Well, you're gonna have to wait for stream to be over for me to see that shit. It's from Twitter? Yeah, but what side of Twitter? If it ain't video games or VTubers, it doesn't appear on my feed. Scheisse. And just like that, 5 Stern Guard veterans assembled. But we have a whole lot of little doodads. Like these little things here at the top, like these. They're like little purity seals we can put on stuff. We have a bunch of extra pouches. I didn't put a holster on that last guy. He needs one of those. So maybe I'll fuss with them just a little bit more and see if I can't drip them out with any of the extra little bits. Because a lot of those bits are meant to just be placed wherever you want them. They're drip. Because these guys are like thousands of years old and veterans of many conflicts, most likely. At least hundreds of years, but maybe not thousands. Very few Space Marines are actually thousands of years old. They die long before then. Not of old age, because that doesn't happen, but in battle. Your house shook when you played the vid. I'm scared. Is a hash brown moment that powerful? Need some more glue under his footsie. You have your headphones max for ASMR and the hash brown destroyed you? Myosk, stop. Stop torturing them. I don't think Myosk is a zoomer though. I'm pretty sure Myosk is my age. Right, Myosk? Literally a millennial? Yeah. So you're like, so it's probably like a vine. It's probably like a vine. If it's not literally a vine, it probably has a vine energy. Us millennials, we loved Vine. Yeah, so we got this little guy. It's like a little ribbon that we can put on him somewhere. Ooh, we can get way in there. Ooh. I wanted this capture card because the capture card allows 4K streaming on this shit. So we can get way in there. It allows 4K output. So like maybe I put this on his shoulder pad. You know, he has like a little... No, I don't want to put it on his shoulder pad. I don't like that placement. Maybe I'll put it on his thigh or something though. Space Marines have all kinds of little doodads and shit all over them, you know? They love that shit. They live for it. It's their favorite. What the hell is that? Is that a grenade? Is that what that is? I think it is. No, maybe. Maybe. Who would we give a grenade to? Maybe this guy? Does this guy deserve one? No, he already has a bunch of shit on his belt. What about the... Excuse me, Mr. Lichter. What about the captain? Does he deserve a grenade? Oh, he might. No, but he's... He'll get a grenade, sure. He can have one. As a treat. Bye, Tanner. Don't worry, Tanner. I'm gonna be ending here soon. I don't think I'm gonna paint these at all today. I might prime them off camera, though. But I don't think I'm gonna go much longer. One of these days we'll get Tanner out here again. I know he was literally here 2 months ago, but like again though. We love having Tanner around. We just love that Tanner guy. Using your knife to nudge stuff into place is OP. Never underestimate it. It's busted. Tanner visited IRL? Yeah. I'm not sure if there are any pictures that I can share. But yeah, he was at Landon's Christmas party. I don't know if Landon shared any public pictures of everyone who was there, but... One of these days, Tanner will actually DM me and he'll be like, listen, I have something I have to share. I don't know how you guys all knew it, but I'm actually a member of the FBI and you guys blew my cover. There we go, the little grenade. A little grenade on his little belt there. On the right side beneath his elbow. Whatever that is, it's on there now. We'll say that's enough fussing with these little boys. I think we'll call them done. And look how many extra shit we still have. Like, they give you so many options. We have the sprues, like especially like this one is so full still. For all kinds of stuff. For customizing other ones maybe, or for using as basing material. Like maybe I could put a straight up Space Marine helmet like on the Lictor's base. That would be pretty cool actually. Make sure to close your glue cap, everybody. Don't want to knock that shit over. It's not super expensive, but also your room would smell really strong of glue. Gonna try to stand up on my paints that I shoved out of the way. Alrighty, well, let's try to get them assembled in a way that you can see them. Trying to find a configuration I like. Good enough. Oh. Wow. Yeah. I'll probably take a picture of them and post it on Twitter. However well I could jury rig up a picture. Yeah. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm gonna adjust on my camera as I get up. This has been the Space Marine Stern Guard Veterans. Yup. We'll go over. Oh. We'll go over to here.